Flylady Diane here. It is Thursday, which is errand day, and I don't really want to go too much into that today because I've told you about the basic weekly plan, errand day Thursday. I'll put a link in the comments to that video, and I'll try and put a link somewhere up here to that. But it is Thursday and I'm going out on my errand day when I'm finished work. And I'm just going to show you here, I've got my things ready on my launch pad. The launch pad for me is a bench that we have in our hall. You can see we're in the hall. And that's where I put everything that I need to go, you know, when I'm going out the door, everything goes at the launch pad. And it's just a bench where underneath we keep all our outdoor shoes. And if I can just leave it there, you'll see all the things that I have ready for errand day. Now, in Denmark, we recycle a lot. We're really big into recycling, clean energy. You know, we're getting rid of fossil fuels in the next 20 years. So we're big into recycling. So I have a lot of bottles to go back to the supermarket. We have a deposit system on all glass bottles, plastic bottles, tin cans, and that way it keeps them, you know, from getting thrown by the side of the motorway. So I'm going to be taking those to the supermarket. I've got my list, I made my errand list of things that I need to buy, and I've got my handbag ready, car keys. I've also got a book that I'm going to take to the library, hand that in because it's next door to the supermarket. And I have got my swimming bag. I swim with a friend, with friends in the sea every morning or every other morning. I'm a winter bather. But anyway, I didn't want to get too much into errand day today because I've told you about that before. What I did want to tell you about, let me just take you through to the kitchen. And I tell you what, let me stop the video and get you set up. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. You know my kitchen, you've probably seen my sink 3,000 times. Oh, and before I go any further, I have to show you, I'm dressed to shoes, morning routine is done. Got my indoor shoes on. I would never make a video without having, you know, everything on my morning routine done. Anyway, I just wanted to share something with you. When I made the baby step videos, you know, in Flylady we talk a lot about using the timer, and, you know, it motivates us to get things done because, you know, we set the timer, you know, for a couple of minutes, and we say, you know what, I'll just do 10 minutes of decluttering, and when the timer goes off, I get to stop. You know, we use it in that way. And I also told you in the baby step videos, can't remember which one it is offhand, but if I can find it, I'll put a link up there to it, about using the timer also for motivation, using the timer as a stopwatch. Like before I said, you know, sometimes if you really don't want to unload the dishwasher, but actually if you set the timer as a stopwatch, set it from 0 and timed yourself, you would be hopefully pleasantly shocked at how little time it actually takes. Now, last week we were in zone 3, which is no, hold on, a couple of weeks ago, we were in the kitchen, and I've been thinking a lot about, you know, I've got quite a few kitchen gadgets. You know, I like my gadgets, I love technology, and I don't use my bread maker very often. And I was thinking about that, and it just always seems like, you know, the bread maker is fantastic. It really helps us in the kitchen, and, you know, you can make bread for pennies, but I just hadn't been using it, and I thought, oh, you know, it takes too long. So to prove myself wrong, dusted it off this morning. Here it is, and it's going. I don't know if you can see that, the stuff in it. And I set my timer as a stopwatch, and I thought, how long is it going to take me to pull out this machine, you know, get the ingredients, make a loaf of bread? Well, can you see that? It took me 5 minutes and 52 seconds, and actually it would have taken a bit less, but it's been so long since I used it that I had to get out the book and find out how to run it on the fast program. So I'm thinking if, you know, I start using it regularly again, it's just going to take me like 4 minutes to get a loaf of bread in that machine. And it's the same, you know, with any of these kitchen appliances that we buy. You know, it's like, you know, when you see an advert for a kitchen mop and you say, if only I had that mop, you know, it'd be so much easier to clean. And you know what? You buy this fancy mop, you get it home, and then you realise once it's been sitting in a corner, probably for a couple of months, that it's not the fancy mop that's going to get the house clean. It's you actually getting off your backside and using the mop. So it doesn't really matter what kind of mop you've got. Just do something. Oh, right, now I'm going to have to make it very, finish this video now because it's gone into the mixing cycle. Oh, I'm not sure if it makes an awful lot of noise. I had to wait before I could start making this video because it was, you know, kneading for about 20 minutes. But anyway, if I get it cut off again, this is me, Flylady Diane, in wonderful Copenhagen today, beautiful sunshine. And anyway, try and use your timer as a stopwatch. You know, if there's anything that you've been putting off, and especially, you know, you can share this with your kids. If they say, I don't want to unload the dishwasher, I don't want to set the table, say to them, well, let's see how long it takes. And they love things like that. They love little games, and, you know, who doesn't like having a little game, making a game out of it. So before my bread machine starts again, I'm just going to tell you something else. I caved in and bought one of those, I won't mention brands, I hate mentioning brands, but I bought one of those electric pressure cookers. Now my mum used to have a pressure cooker, and that kind of put the fear of death into me. You know, she was working mum, and she would come home, put stuff in the pressure cooker, and, you know, you thought the roof was going to explode when she took the pressure off for us to have our tea. Anyway, I had, you know, seen all these adverts about the pressure cooker and this, and actually I've used it quite a lot. And the one thing that has been really funny for us to use is that I use it, it's got a timer function on it, and I use it during the night to make our breakfast. And my daughter has got into this thing of, you know, we've been trying lots of different things for breakfast. And the thing that we've come up with that we love the most, which is really kind of silly, is that in American English or Canadian English, you call them steel cut oats. This is pinhead oatmeal, as we call it in Scotland, that my granny and my mum and dad would eat at breakfast, and I refused point blank to eat when I was a child. I thought it was the most horrendous thing in the world. You know, I didn't like the pinhead oatmeal. I loved, you know, the instant kind of oatmeal that you just kind of cook for a minute and it's done. Rolled oats. So there you go. You live and learn. I'll be 50 years old this year, and this is our new favourite breakfast, pinhead oatmeal. So you can teach an old dog new tricks. And I love doing it in the pressure cooker, as I said, because this one's got a timer, and all you do, because I know somebody's going to say, what's the recipe? Is you've got one of these, so you know, you've got a little trivet, you put that in the pressure cooker, and then you put in 1 cup of water. Remember, you always need water in your pressure cooker, and I do the pot and pot method. So I've got this little Pyrex bowl. Okay, I shouldn't mention brands, but Pyrex is the best ever. Had that since I was a kid. And you just do one portion of the pinhead oatmeal to 2 portions of water, and then you put it in the pressure cooker, and I think we set it for something like 6 minutes, and you know, we do it on the timer, and then when we wake up in the morning, the pinhead oatmeal is ready. So okay, this is not meant to be a cookery program, but I know if I mention this, somebody will ask for, but you can find it, you know, go and look on the internet if you're interested in more things about that. But if you do go on the internet or look at another YouTube video, please set your timer so you didn't get sucked in. Anyway, that's it for me. I was trying to make this a short video today and it didn't happen. But anyway, Flylady Diane signing off from wonderful Copenhagen. See you very soon, and keep using that timer or a stopwatch. Okay, bye for now. Live long and prosper.